Reading for Wildlife. Written and illustrated by Zella, a project by Zella and friends. An elephant for breakfast.
Chapter 6. The Secret. "He's behind you," said Uncle Cosmo. His voice was smooth and velvety like chocolate. His eyes twinkled with mischief. Josephine turned to look. She let out a little involuntary scream. Only inches away, on the other side of the kitchen window, was the pressed-up nose of a baboon. Josephine could just see, past the mango trees guarding the drive, a further 7 pink-bottomed visitors. They were making off with the bread, breakfast cereal and fresh fruit from the outside table. She heard Cosmo roar with laughter. The baboon at the window let out a shrill cry and ran after the others. Their pace, too, seemed to quicken as the baboons disappeared in a cloud of dust and a squabble of noise down the long dirt road. "Let's take breakfast inside this morning," suggested Uncle Cosmo. Josephine smiled. "Yes, whatever remains." They looked outside. The only things the baboons had left was a vase of fresh flowers. "We might have to eat cake." Uncle Cosmo and Josephine cut 2 thick slices of ginger loaf and poured a strong cup of tea. Together they sat at the dining room table, beside the terrace, overlooking the garden. "Your brothers are so lucky to live in the same London street," Josephine remarked. "I think having your cousins nearby is every child's dream." "Even so, I wonder how they could give up all this," he said, indicating the great row of mango trees stretching into the distance and the huge horizons that surrounded them. He added, "I would miss the heat and the colour of the sky in Kenya." "They have blue sky in London too," smiled Josephine. "But it's often grey like concrete. Besides, there just seems to be so much more sky here," said Uncle Cosmo. "Beneath that concrete-coloured sky of London are some of the finest museums and art galleries in the world," said Josephine, glowing warmly. "The one thing I could never live without is this smell," said Uncle Cosmo, taking a deep breath of Kenyan air. The scents of hot grasses, the warm earth floated in through the open window and mingled with that of the freshly cut flowers on the windowsill. Josephine knew that to Cosmo this was the smell of home. "I wasn't born here like you," said Josephine. "I've always missed London. I was only 8 years old when we moved to Africa, although after 25 years it does feel like home." She smiled at Uncle Cosmo and then said, "But when shall we tell your family our secret?"
Here is how you can help. Share the story. Adopt an animal from afar. Visit when you can. Educate yourself. Donate to a conservation charity. To find out more about Reading for Wildlife, visit zellahunter.com or at Lady Zella Books, or follow the Reading for Wildlife YouTube channel.